Dang, man. Scared yet. I think he came through the back door there. He forgot our names. All right, but all jokes aside, we're going to be finally getting back into game 4. We had a little bit of a technical difficulty with our tournament lobbies, but we are now here. And we are seeing Extremely Sade on the red side and Birthright on the blue side. Right now, I think the bans could possibly be the same, but we've had a couple different approaches here being taken, allowing the Faramis to go through. That could be like a thing that happens more often now, because it seemed like they weren't really scared of that Faramis, and they were yesterday. That was like prio ban number 1 every single time, and now they pull out a Hayabusa. Weird private.
Yeah, I mean, and I want to say, like, we've seen the counter for the Faramis, which has kind of been some of those mainstay heroes, which is the having the Phoveus on your team, having Valentina out there as well, just a lot of AoE. The one thing though, like I said, I've kind of pointed out one thing that has become a big part of some of these last 2 matches, which has been the Moskov pick that we have yet to see an answer for. And both times Moskov was picked, at like the 10-minute mark, he was 2k gold ahead, an entire item up there. So is this something that maybe we are liking as a prio to maybe go into that Bruno pick to where it seems like Bruno, I want to say, hasn't really had that huge of an effect this series, even though he's had like this huge prioritization from both of these teams.
Yeah, I think the Bruno definitely prioritized every time, even though he's not doing well in this series, just because of the fact that I feel like the fights are starting too early, right? That's what we've noticed. It's just you're not given enough time for Bruno to get the item power spike, and then he's just not able to dish out the damage that he should. Yes, he's an early game hero, but he's not that early. You don't get a lot of damage. You're expecting 3 item power spike in the first minute, which is not going to happen. So they're not given enough space, and I think they're just overestimating the damage of this Bruno right from the start. And that's why you can see this heroes like Moskov might actually make a difference, who is willing to farm up. Once he gets that Trinity, he's going to hurt no matter if you're a tanky boy, if you're a squishy person. He's just going to hurt. So at this point, I feel like not just the fact that they've gone in for the Moskov or the Bruno, is just the Hylos hasn't been answered yet, but it's banned out, however. And I feel like they're looking for pocket picks, right? Extremely, they are looking for pocket picks. We saw the Kaja. We've seen the Bane come out from the side of Birthright as well. We do see the occasional Wanwans being pulled up. But right now, Bruno not even going to be contested. Just banned away straight off the bat, G.
Yeah, not only that, now Matilda's still open. Are they going to force that? They got rid of the Bruno, which now then allows the Matilda to be a first pick. But it also seemed like Birthright was trying to build something up, and maybe not banning the Matilda kind of threw a little bit of a wrench into their array here. But they do still pick it first, which I still think is a really good first pick, because it's kind of showed. But I don't think it's never won on the blue side. So that's like our biggest problem here. It's like, yeah, it being first pick, but it still just doesn't get the dub on the blue side.
I do like these picks though, going in for the Beatrix. She's got a lot of versatility with the weapons that she can put out there, whether it's just deep damage, sustain, or even like armor penetration. And then got a Kacha to kind of be that frontliner in the early game. They have given up Suyu, which again, another one that really has been kind of hit or miss back and forth here. So it's not really one of those. I want to say, like, there's just, we came in here with kind of a preconceived notions about some things that are like pick or ban, need to be picked if they're not banned and stuff like that, but they haven't been playing the bigger roles. And I want to say that kind of speaks to both of these teams and how they've been doing so well when it comes to strategizing around some of these picks. I'm assuming that Faramis is probably going to be, maybe it's time to go ahead, set that on the shelf a bit there. He had a good run here earlier, but we've seen now that there's just too much on the line and too many counters and answers that we have here. And I'm wondering where we go with some of these next picks, especially because I want to say we're going to have no marksman on the side of Birthright just yet. And so that's going to leave it open to be banned here through this next phase.
Yeah, I was gonna say let the Faramis slide because they already picked up the Valentina, although it has 32% win rate. I can't believe it. 18 picks and 32% win rate. It's not something you see quite often. However, they don't go for the Faramis. They go for the Tigreal instead. Kingsta has been able to create the space for his team whenever he gets his hand on this Tigreal. So, of course, it working wonders. And now they have a secondary engage with this Avatar of the Guardian as well into the backline from Hoshik. So, Extremely Slay cooking something really nice here. And finally, I wanted to say finally, Wicked gets his hands on this Beatrix. He has been outperforming every single goal laner when he gets his hands on this Beatrix. And right now, they want to make him feel comfortable. And that's why you'll see them starting to choke out these goal laners. Firstly, the Moskov. And I was going to say Fanny is open, but banned out.
Yeah, one thing that we did see yesterday though come through was the Wan. So I think what Private was kind of saying, maybe choking down another gold lane would be a good approach here. And we can already just see that Birthright's just choking down on Mr. Death's hero pool as well, not allowing any of those crazy assassins to come out, not allowing the fighters to come out just yet. But unless they ban the Julian out, we could see that sneak through the line again for this team comp. Of course, Julians are going to be able to get away from the Matilda. They're going to be able to get in and out and just deal a ton of damage. So I'm kind of wanting to see the approach here from the side of Birthright. There's the Julian ban.
Yeah, and it's interestingly enough, with the Matilda, with the Valentina, you're going to have some big mid lane prioritization for Birthright. They're going to have that quick start in the early game. You're going to have the guiding winds. I mean, Valentina's already quick and quick scaling on her own, but you're going to have the guiding winds to kind of get you to those side lanes very quickly to kind of get maybe some of those ganks and apply that pressure onto the gold lane, which you're going to need for Wicked on this Beatrix as well. My big question mark is what we're going to have for a mid lane by Extremely Slay here, because you're going to need something to kind of match out that pace. It's a Sicilian. Like I said, so we already know that at the beginning of this game we're gonna need to kind of pace ourselves. We're gonna need to be patient. We can't just rush in there and engage. I know that's what Tigreal and Gatakacha are gonna want to do, go in there, tank a bunch of damage. But I mean, you're gonna be competing with a very early game composition coming from Birthright.
Hey, 2-1 about that early game, right? 2 games, early game brawl. 1 game, they kind of paced it out. So will we see another paced out game, at least in the early phases? Extremely Slay want that to happen with the Sicilian, but I don't know. With the Birthright on their hands, with the Matilda, might just want to go crazy and berserk in the early game. But oh my goodness, you see them go with the glue, and I think they waited for that mid lane to be popped up. No Faramis means this glue is going to have a good time, and they also go for the Claude. We were just talking about how these heroes have kind of fallen off in the meta compared to the other gold laners, but I feel like the side of Birthright wants a full dive, G. Full dive.
I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see a first blood pretty quick, but again, the Joy running it back? Is it?
He said, "Oh no!"
Huh? I feel like this is him trying to state his like dominance. He's like, it was just a bad game. There ain't a Moskov. We got this now.
Well, I mean, I've talked about it a little bit earlier. The last game, Joy is dominant in other regions. Well, I mean, she's at about 40%, but she's up there with being used. We just needed to see a better I want to say a better attack selection. There were certain people that you didn't want to go for. They saw that the Moskov was a problem, so they banned it out, and they're like, all right, I think we're ready to go ahead, utilize this Joy as well. I mean, it does have a decent amount of damage it can apply. Even when the split is out there, the electrifying beats can apply the damage to all of the little minions there and pretty much take it out pretty quickly. The Claude coming out too as well. I mean, you're going to have the pop-up coming from Tigreal, which can really cut off that blazing duet from him as well. So it's just going to be when these ultimates are kind of used. I mean, I wish I had the confidence for something like that, especially with how bad the last game went with having a Joy. Obviously, Extremely Slay see something in this, and they're going to go ahead and try it again.
Yeah, they pick up the Joy, and you guys are saying it. You're giving them the benefit of the doubt so far, at least, because we want to. We know the series is gonna go the distance, and to be honest, the red side has been doing everything. Everything is in their favor. Giving them the benefit of the doubt, why not? But I feel like if it goes for early brawls, which Birthright might want, this Joy does answer that. But at the same time, I just want to see Wicked just snowball the entire team of Birthright, because with this Beatrix, that's what he does best. But I think G, Private, with this glue pick for the first time in the MESL, will it be the difference maker or not? I'm not really sure.
I mean, we just seen My Lobby absolutely go ham on a Phobius. I can only imagine that a glue could, equal that same thing. But we're going to be getting into game 4 here of the MESL. Extremely Slay versus Birthright. Birthright leading the charge here at 2-1 against Extremely Slayed. Extremely Slayed looking to take back and tie this series once again. Can they get it done is what I want to know here, Private.
Yeah, and you can we can already see the kind of rotations kind of coming around here a little bit. We were talking about that domination from the early game. Oh, they're gonna go ahead and have a little bit of a skirmish and a push here.
Sacred Hammer, Sanguine Claws, all fight for the Lethal Wanderer, but the Guiding Wind, My Lobby, is able to get out of there. And we were talking about taking it slow, Private. We were talking about taking it slow, but it's not happening.
Yeah, but even though too, and I want to say Mark has been so smooth and just so big in a lot of these fights for being able to get his team out of harm's way. Electrifying Beats is out though.
Oh, Sacred Hammer into the flicker, and they get first blood, taking down Levi, and that is well played from the side of Extremely Slay. Wicked getting that first blood means he has the advantage in the goal lane instantly, G.
Yeah, I feel like this is what Extremely Slay does every time on the red side. Like, they're on the hunt for Levi. That is not the first time they've been able to secure that kill onto Levi in the early stages, but My Lobby looking to harass more. What can they get done here? The Joy is definitely looking a little bit better this go around.
Yeah, definitely not having the same issues. But like I was saying before, Mark has been doing such a great job in the big fight at the mid.
Yeah, they don't have the split yet. No ultimates being unlocked means they're just trying to trade some HP before the turtle fight. And you can see right now, My Lobby getting that level 4, has the split, doesn't want to commit just yet. But at the same time, Hoshik trying to survive. AOG is there. They move out of there and making sure they dish out some damage. But he catches on towards him and he takes him down. Hoshik's down and out for the count. But the Soul Sever coming in from Levi picks up the kill as well. So Kingston, Hoshik both being traded. Meanwhile, the top side, both the goal in is traded in HP. And I think right now Levi has advantage in that turtle pit.
Ooh, the snipe goes wide. Yeah, I think it's gonna send him back as Mark is coming into the back line.
Oh, he went
not
gonna
do anything to harass.
Actually dashing out as well. I think Bat's Feast comes out. Danny just kiting away. I don't think this is a team fight that they want to pick just yet, Private.
Yeah, I mean, they're being a little bit more patient, and especially because those last few fights, the aggression really, like I said, they're in a late scaling composition here. I know you want Joy to kind of scale up there, but I mean, you've got a lot of security in the mid and late game. They haven't really taken too much, but for me, the big thing that's going to kind of come into play, and I've been trying to get it out, but these fights have been breaking out, is that Mark has been so smooth on this Matilda when it comes to getting his team out of harm's way with the Guiding Wind. Every single time there's been like a good gank attempt, he's been right there and using it. And this is just, I kind of fret continually giving this Matilda up with how much of an impact that they have had. And a big Blazing Duet at top. Yeah,
big Blazing Duet being able to get the kill and a Guiding Wind.
Oh, he gets the Circling Eagle on towards Kingston as well. Forced the flicker out. There's the slightest bit of HP, so that's a big resource that's already baited out. Mr. Death has the rhythm. No beats just yet. The music hasn't started. But right now, Hoshik getting the taunt on towards Levi, but the Guiding Wind able to get them the siege at the tier 1 on the top side, G.
Yeah, I still think they might try to fight here.
Yeah, Mr. Death has the electrifying beats. He goes in My Lobby with a slam on towards him. Blade Surge from Levi, but they're able to kite out. Kingston doesn't have the flicker, so he won't be able to commit the implosion just yet. No surprises coming in from Extremely Slay thus far, but I think this is slowly Birthright taking the game away from the side of Extremely Slay Private.
Yeah, it's almost a 3K gold lead already, and we're only in the 4th minute. I was going to kind of make a comment about, all right, Extremely Slay need to kind of slow things down to get their pace on, but like right now, they're just kind of allowing this to kind of happen. To where you're pushing in towers, you're having issues, and I kind of question Urek is just doing such a great job in lane, being able to. It seems to be exactly what they needed against Wicked on this Beatrix.
Goodness, Bennett's rage comes out, implosion on towards him, but there's the blazing duet along with the Nibiru's Pashing Circling Eagle being delayed entirely. Bubble gets taken down, and I think thanks to Danny as well as Mark, but Hoshik comes in, tries to save the day, but a little too late to the party, didn't get the memo, and he might be the next target. Urek trying to dish out the damage, they're trying to siege at the bot lane tower, not enough, he grabs onto him, and he gets taken down by none other than Danny. So far, getting that mid lane control was so important, G, and finally you can see Birthright are the aggressors.
Yeah, they are being very aggressive and controlling as well. Mr. Death in the mid lane. I think he's going to be able to get away.
Evil Queller was used up already, so he's not able to get the kill. Levi, and he is getting out of there quite easily, Private.
Yeah, right now, I mean, you're at about a 4K gold deficit. The game's starting to slip out of your hands. We're looking for some of these picks, and we're not even getting into the late game. I want to say, I mean, we do still have a chance that we're still looking for some of that damage to come out from Bubble, but he needs to kind of stay away from some of these fights as well, because you're not going to get there. You're not going to get all these stacks if you continue to die there, especially only at the 6-minute mark. You're looking at a 6-1 lead for Birthright.
Oh, he went in straight with the BMI blazing duet, showing some threats towards the side of Extremely Slay. Didn't even care that Kingsta was there right at him, and he eats a face full of Nibiru's Passion, my lobby, but he is quite tanky indeed. Circling Eagle coming out from Mark, but the Flicker Force, now the knockup is there. Kingsta finally gets the implosion, and there's the AOG. It catches one, but they will take down Kingsta, and my lobby traded for it, and here comes the re-engage. Bubble with the Bat's Feast, has the Sanguine Claws. Levi just trying to farm out of there. Mark does have the guiding wind to help the team get away, but Urek gets the tier 2 in the bot lane. Meanwhile, on the top side, Danny is the target by Mr. Death. He goes in with that electrifying beats, kiting in and kiting out. We'll see the damage coming out. Not there. Danny will get taken down. Outplay coming in by Mr. Death. And right now, he will be the target. Mark goes in along with Levi. Circling Eagle is there. They have the rhythm. No beats just yet, but guess what? Blade Surge with the Soul Sever combo. Seems like Extremely Slay, even though they're trying to get ahead, Birthright not letting them do so, Private.
Yeah, and that is unfortunate. Mr. Death is able to find a little bit of an opening, and I mean, we can call it an outplay, but I mean, it took enough time for Birthright to be able to kind of come up there and answer back. And if you die for a kill, I mean, it's basically like nothing happened in the first place. So you're not really giving your team an advantage just yet. And this is kind of the problem that I was seeing before, is that you're going up there alone. You don't have the team kind of with you, and I understand that. Another implosion out here.
The Wombo combo lands with the AOG along with the implosion. Mr. Death with the electrifying beats could get the damage, but at the same time, Kingsta on towards my lobby. But here comes Urek with the blazing duet along with the Beerus Pressure from Wicked. My lobby, Mark and Urek will have to run away because the damage coming in from Bubble with Wicked is a little too much for them to deal with. But Levi looking for the flank angle, uses up the Evil Queller, and right now they want to go and re-engage. Will they be able to do so? No, they don't, G. And that was a really close, and Birthright could have lost a lot more than they wanted to. But right now, another re-engaged Levi gets caught out, but they get the shutdown on towards Mark. Levi still trying to get out, and he does with the double dash coming in. My lobby extending this a little bit further, but I don't think they should, because here comes Urek to try and dish out and create some separation, G.
I want to say the biggest thing that we're seeing here is that Extremely Slay is not giving up, even though the gold lead is pretty massive, leaning towards the side of Birthright. And that just goes to show, like, the team comp and what you were saying, the Wombo combo is kind of just what went down right here. Take it away, Private.
Yeah, and I mean, here you're starting to see that the damage is starting to come out. We're starting to get into that point where Wicked's starting to come online, Bubble's starting to get his stack, so they're starting to become a little bit more lethal. They just need to kind of organize these fights a little bit better and have eyes on the targets they need. Danny does find a kill.
Oh my goodness, but at the same time, AOG along with the glue on top of them, they lose 3, they lose 4 during that replay. Oh my goodness, Birthright not letting it go. Hammer and tongs straight away into the faces of Extremely Slay, and Bubble is the only one left standing. They lose all their tier 2s just before the Lord G.
That was wild. We were trying to look at a highlight and we come back and just Extremely Slayed was taken down. Almost a full team wipe. Now this is only the first Lord here, Private. Do you think they're going to be able to mount up a good defense with this 10k gold deficit?
10k is a lot, even for a late game composition. I think we're looking at least 2 high grounds here. Taking a look at some of these items. I mean, especially when it comes to the marksman right now, 8k going into 6k. The 2k gold lead, a full item up there. Beatrix did kind of, I want to say, rush the BOD after the Malefic gun. The BOD, that's a pretty expensive item, and now that you're here, you have the BOD, you finally have the damage, but now you're at a 10k gold deficit, and you're really going to have to watch out as Lord is coming. What do you do for some of these engagements? You're going to have to be very careful, because this could be game ending.
Yeah, this could be game ending indeed. A little bit of a slow push coming in. Holy defense already procced on the bot side. Split coming out from my lobby. Bennett straight to clear out the Lord as soon as possible. Kingsta leading the charge, but on the top side, Mr. Death comes in, circling. Eagle is there to take down the Terrify on towards Kingsta, and he goes down by Urek, but at the same time, my lobby creating the space. Danny with the Bat's Feast is there. AOG to run away, not to initiate, and here comes the rest of the cavalry, but at the same time, they're so good at dispersing, G. So they are buying enough time. They only lose 1 inhibitor rather than losing more.
That was actually a really good defense on their side, right? Kingsta took a lot of the damage, and they only lost Kingsta, which to be honest, I thought was wild in such a great siege with that 9k gold lead. I felt like they did what they had to do, but this is going to be running into a long game. They do have the late side.
Yeah, they do. They do have the late side. The damage coming in from Bubble will be a lot, but they only try and fight out for this orange buff. That could have gone sideways, Private. That really could have gone sideways.
Well, and I want to say, as this gets later, I want to say right now, Birthright, they have the lead, but they need to be careful. You're talking about a Beatrix and a Sicilian on defense. They have an amazing amount of clear. So you might be trying to kind of siege a tower and then find out that when you blink, all of the minions that you thought were tanking the damage for the tower are automatically gone because of how quickly that they can clear. So they're going to need to be just a little bit careful. And I want to say that's one of the main reasons that they were only able to get 1 tower out of that, is because the minions pretty much just got dusted by the defensive ability of Bubble, of Wicked there as well.
That is true, and that's one thing that you really have to worry about, is that passive that the tier 3 towers have. You really sometimes have to proc those early, and if you can, it's a big lead for you to be able to possibly end the game a little bit earlier than you could normally. Now, from this side, we do see that Birthright has the advantage in gold and position. What can they do? Kingsta looks like he might want to make a conceal play. They are trying to catch someone off guard, but the Lord is just falling quick.
Yeah, and as we take a look there, I mean, honestly, there was not a play there for Extremely Slay. They couldn't go in. What was going to happen is they were just going to go ahead and wipe and give them the Lord. Plus, they have minions kind of knocking at the door. You can see here, and I want to say a great job by Birthright. They're syncing up the lanes right now, so you're going to have a full minion wave coming at all 3 lanes right now.
Yeah, they're looking for the dive. My lobby will be going over the split Mark and the circling Eagle. Just a matter of time. They get the high ground in the top side. Mid lane inhibitor will get taken down. Lord looking healthy still right now. They get the kill on towards my lobby, but all hell breaks loose, and Mr. Death, they're able to buy enough time, along with Hoshuk, who created that space for the rest of his team using the AOG, and I think it was overcommitment coming in from Mark and my lobby, and right now they're losing one after another. Wind of Nature from Wicked to make sure he survives, but Urek outplays them all. Nibiru's passion comes in, but the Winter Crown from Levi keeps him standing, but he will buy enough time as the rest of the team helps him take the base crystal. 3-1 in this best
Wow.
of 7. Birthright stand tall.
A bit of an overcommitment over towards the end, and that's the punish that we were talking about. The blazing duet, the dance, the salsa of my man Claude with Dexter. Absolutely perfect. And fun fact, guys, I think so we were talking about the Claude pick. I mentioned it. I kind of want to see Claude being popped in. And what a time to break the curse of the blue side.
That is true. They did break the curse, and what better way to do it with a dominating fashion there. That Claude coming in at the very end. You know, I was like, why is the glue going in and just suiciding like that? And then the team got overconfident, extremely slow. It was like, oh, gotcha. And then Claude just comes in and just cleans them up. That was crazy. Ulrich, just a pat on the back there. That was a crazy decision to be made, and you executed it.
Call an ambulance, but not for me is what.
Shoot, you're gonna need a
Birthright said.
helicopter.
Apache helicopter.